is a surprising find, especially in an area that is uniformly hotter. There's a place on Earth getting cooler and not hotter. This is what a new study sheds light on and why. This is by NOAA and it's by Mike McRae. Earth's oceans are simmering with the heat trapped by increasing amounts of greenhouse gases. But one patch of water in the North Atlantic, as we can see from the map, is just south of Greenland and Iceland. It's an area in the North Atlantic. And why is that happening? Earth's ocean having an increase in amount of greenhouse gases, North Atlantic stubbornly resisting the trend, actually dropping in temperature. This cold blob has been a subject of interest for climatologists ever since it was first spotted back in 2015. Unfortunately, the complexities of ocean circulation make it a tricky thing to easily explain. New studies add details to this phenomenon, revealing there's more than one cause at work here. A team of researchers from Max Planck Institute of Meteorology in Germany applied long-term climate modeling to simulate various configurations to find which match the observed plunge in temperature. One of the factors they identified comes as no real surprise, backing up previous studies that show a current of water called the Atlantic Meridional Overturn Circulation, or AMOC for short, AMOC, has weakened significantly since the mid-20th century. When running all that full steam, the circulation takes warm, salty surface waters from the tropics near the Gulf of Mexico north towards the European coast, that's the Gulf Stream that we know of, exchanging it for cold, fresh water supplied by the melting ice. Exactly what might be causing this highway of tropical water to slow down is not all that clear, though some models suggest more meltwater from Greenland coupled with rising global temperatures would fit what we are seeing now. With warmer temperatures making the ocean water more buoyant, it's less likely to drop as quickly, slowing the spiral. And meanwhile, a good dose of fresh water trickling in from the melting Arctic ice and higher rainfall would also impede the circulating currents by forming a layer of less salty water on the surface. Still, data on the AMOC are not the highest quality prior to 2004, leaving open the small possibility that the slowdown could be a return to business as usual rather than something triggered by a warming planet. To tease out connections between Earth's climate and the cold blob, the researchers behind the latest study used a detailed planetary climate model to couple variations in energy, carbon dioxide, and water across the ocean, land, and atmosphere. Simulations run through this model allowed them to see what might happen if they forced the AMOC to churn away at full speed, leaving the atmosphere to act as a major influencing factor on its own. And sure enough, there was a small but noticeable effect there. As the incoming warm waters cooled down, they produced low-lying clouds that would reflect incoming radiation, in turn cooling the surface even further. Next, the team ran another scenario looked only at the AMOC's transport of heat, finding it was not just carrying less energy, but was dumping more of it into the Arctic circulating water currents. For complicated reasons, these subpolar circulations are picking up speed, drawing heat from the AMOC and leaving the cold blob even colder. There's still plenty of work to be done on building up these explanations and determining how much of an impact our insatiable desire to burn fossil fuels has had on what would otherwise be a natural cycle, but the study goes a long way in showing how important it is that we take into account diverse factors in assessing local and global changes to the climate. No doubt researchers will be paying even closer attention to the AMOC's strength in coming years, but knowing exactly how this cold blob operates in a changing climate will help us better understand what to expect in a future that's likely to be several degrees warmer. This research was published in Nature Climate Change, and it's on Science Alert. Please leave your comments as to what you think. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.